What's up, guys? Your boy, 22K13. Gonna give you guys your wrestling news weekend wrap up for November 13, 2015. Seth Rollins talked knee injury that cost him WWE title. Seth Rollins had conducted an interview with WWE.com to discuss the gruesome knee injury that resulted in a torn ACL, MCL that will keep him out of the ring for 6 to 9 months. It was announced on Thursday that Rollins would give up the WWE World Heavyweight title with a tournament announced for Survivor Series to crown a new holder. Here's how Rollins described the injury as well as his immediate reaction to it. And I quote, "We were in Dublin, Ireland, first night of the tour, and I was in the main event. I was setting up to do something I'd done a million times, flipping over my opponent while he was standing on the second rope. I landed underneath him and then picked him up for a powerbomb. And for whatever reason, I just landed on the inside of my right foot, instead of flat with my feet and my knee gave. If you've seen the video, you know it looked pretty graphic. It didn't feel as graphic though. It just felt like my knee dislocated and then kind of popped back in. So I hustled back up and got underneath, made sure my feet were steady, and delivered the powerbomb. Then I did a self-evaluation real quick to see what was going on. I realized my knee was pretty unstable and noticed that it felt like it was flopping around. I didn't feel like I had a lot of control under it. I was able to move around enough to finish the match, hit a pedigree, and get the win. Afterward, I just lay there and figured out what was going on. Again, I wasn't in a whole bunch of pain. I just felt like my knee wasn't right. I wasn't really sure of the extent of the damage until the next morning when I got the MRI. Rollins said that he'll fly to Birmingham, Alabama for a consultation on Monday and then have the surgery on Tuesday. That means he won't be on Monday Raw in Manchester, England, although they could do some short pre-tape interview with him. When asked if it was just a freak accident, Rollins said a physical therapist friend of his described it as a complex accident. Nothing there was a lot of factors leading up to it and is part of what they do in wrestling. Rollins also thanked the fans for their support even though he was the top heel in the company for over a year. I don't do this very often, but I would like to extend a thank you to them. Their support means a lot to me and is going to go a long way in my recovery and help me mentally get back to where I was at. So yeah, it's very interesting to see how quickly people's minds can change when it comes to something like that. It said a lot about the human condition. To close out the interview, Rollins promised to come back stronger and better than before. It's expected that when he returns to the ring next summer, he'll be one of the biggest babyfaces in the company. John Cena vs. The Undertaker set to headline WWE WrestleMania 32. John Cena vs. The Undertaker is set to be one of the two main events at WrestleMania 32. PW Insider are reporting that WWE are looking to put together the match between Taker and Cena with The Rock vs. Triple H as the other main event match. The Cena vs. Undertaker match will have been rumored for years and is widely considered a dream match due to the fact it is two of WWE's biggest ever superstars and they never really met in a major contest or on a big stage. It is the greatest veteran of all time against the franchise star of the last decade. Together with The Rock, Triple H main event, Cena Undertaker is the kind of blockbuster marquee that guarantees WrestleMania a huge level of interest. The Live Gate and WWE Network subscription should do hot business with those two main events. The only issue that could threaten the match is the injury sustained by Seth Rollins and the impact it is having on WWE booking plans. It may cause WWE to go down different paths, as the WWE title situation is very much in the air right now. But hopefully Cena and Undertaker can move forward as planned, as there truly will be a match for the ages. For many people, it is even bigger than The Rock vs. Triple H, so it will be interesting to see what goes on last next year. Batista says WWE career is over after bad backstage incident. Dave Batista has sensationally criticized WWE and said his career is over. He took to Twitter on Saturday and blasted, and I quote, "The day a WWE cameraman doesn't know your name and addresses you as Mr. Cool Strong Dude is the day you realize your career is over. Hashtag today." A fan then responded they probably fired somebody from creative who then decided to become a cameraman. Batista responded to that with both funny and sad at the same time. Apparently you know more about the business than a lot of people they hire. The tweet come across very angry. You can sense the resentment he has for creators, as well as the indignation at WWE production staff not even knowing his name. He always had a dim view of WWE creators, but this annoyance at WWE hiring system appeared to be the straw that had broken the camel's back. He outright saying his career is over due to the way WWE is being operated today. There are actually a lot of people backstage who have limited wrestling history knowledge. WWE hires the majority of their backstage staff from top university or major entertainment brands. Wrestling is the least important consideration. Technical skill and experience in writing or producing is what they are looking for. Seth Rollins' girlfriend Zara Sabrina makes wrestling debut. Seth Rollins' girlfriend Zara Sabrina has made her wrestling debut, winning her match with a curb stomp. She was wrestling for Dreamwave in Lonsdale, Illinois. It was her teaming with 4 male wrestlers against a team of 5 in an elimination match. Amazingly, she was the sole survivor. From that booking, you can tell that Dreamwave knows that Zara is their key to publicity. Her infamy after being fired from WWE NXT due to allegedly racist social media posts, as well as her earlier nude photo scandal, means that she's surprisingly well known among wrestling fans. That despite never actually making her formal debut on NXT programming. Dating the former WWE champion Seth Rollins is also a key advantage. It has made her a name, when in reality she had nothing more than Nook going for her. It is commendable that Zara is continuing to pursue pro wrestling, but she realistically has no chance of ever making it back to the WWE. Her name is too associated with scandals at this point. Not even dating the WWE champion could save her. When allegedly racist photos and comments emerged on her social media this summer, WWE had no hesitation to release her, which suggests they really didn't see much potential to begin with. Daniel Bryan says he feels like he's letting the fans down. During an interview with Statesman, Daniel Bryan talked about, and I quote, "I think the frustration part for me with the injury is feeling like I almost let the fans down because they're the one who pushed me to the super high level." He continued, "They were the one who, without them, I would never gotten here. They were the one who wanted it so bad. It's almost like I feel like I let them down." Kurt Angle explained why he left WWE. During an interview with 105.7 The Point, Kurt Angle talked about working for Vince McMahon. Here's what he said, and I quote, "It's tough. If you're going to be his guy, and I was for 4 to 5 years, he expects a lot out of you. That's the reason I left. We're talking over 300 days a year. He wanted me to continue to go full time, and I couldn't. I literally broke my neck 4 times in a 2.5-year span, and I just kept rushing back for him." More details on ESPN breaking WWE news. ESPN was credited by WWE for breaking the news of Seth Rollins tearing his ACL and MCL. The relationship with WWE and ESPN is now going to credit ESPN for breaking news, according to Brian Alvarez. On the Wrestling Observer Live, Alvarez said we should expect WWE breaking news from ESPN. WWE will also continue to credit ESPN for breaking the news as they did with Rollins' injury. Original plan for Roman Reigns at Survivor Series. Dave Meltzer confirmed report that Roman Reigns was originally scheduled to capture the WWE World Heavyweight Championship title from Seth Rollins at the Survivor Series event before Rollins was injured. It was rumored that Reigns would be capturing the title, but initial reports stated it was either at Survivor Series or the TLC event. The two would have been battled back and forth heading into the next year. Rollins' injury changes a lot of things, including plans for WrestleMania 32. As noted, WWE announced that a tournament will be taking place at the Survivor Series to crown a new champion, so plans for Reigns may have changed. WWE added crowd reaction on Monday's Raw. Dave Meltzer reported on today's installment of Wrestling Observer Radio that WWE heavily edited the crowd audio out of Monday's episode of Raw. There were several spots on the show where it appeared as if the crowd was dead on television. However, that was not the case. Meltzer mentioned in particular that when Triple H offered Roman Reigns to join the Authority in the opening segment, and Reigns turned it down, that the crowd actually booed Roman. When the segment aired on television, WWE piped in cheers instead because they wanted the segment to come off as a babyface segment where Roman stands up for what is right. Full details on The Undertaker WWE Network Week. WWE will be hosting Undertaker Week, celebrating 25 phenomenal years next week on WWE Network. The key programming will be a two-part Legend with JBL show, which will feature guests Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and Stone Cold Steve Austin. The four men will share backstage memories of The Undertaker, including details about the Bone Street crew and the ending of the streak. The first episode aired immediately after next week's Raw, with the second episode coming on the Thursday. In between that, the network will be airing Undertaker's 25 phenomenal years on that Tuesday, and the Undertaker greatest matches on the Wednesday. The Tuesday show will be a top 25 countdown of Taker's most memorable career moments. The Wednesday show will be an exploration of his matches. In truth, these two shows sound a little boring. The real interest next week is going to be in the two JBL shows. Hearing Hunter, Shawn, JBL, and Austin talking candidly about The Undertaker is going to be fascinating. The week will culminate with Survivor Series on November 22nd, which is being built around The Undertaker's 25 years since his Survivor Series 1990 debut. He will be teaming with Kane against the Wyatt family. It sure feels like all of this is a retirement tour, ultimately finishing with one last match at WrestleMania 32. WWE original plan for Kevin Owens vs. Dean Ambrose feud. The original Survivor Series plan was for Kevin Owens to defend his Intercontinental title against Dean Ambrose, according to a report from Wrestling Observer Radio. Due to Seth Rollins' injury and the subsequent WWE World Title Tournament, those plans have now likely changed, though it is very possible for both men to face off in the semifinals instead. It's also possible that their IC title match will now be pushed back to December TLC event instead. There could be a change in those plans, though. There are a lot of rumors that Ambrose is going to turn heel in the WWE title tournament, whether it's during the final match against Roman Reigns or very soon after. If Ambrose turned heel, then the feud with Owens likely wouldn't happen. Ambrose had a match with Owens on last week's SmackDown without the Intercontinental title on the line. The finish of the match saw Ambrose kick Owens in the stomach, and Owens threw it as if he was hit in the groin with a low blow. The ref didn't see it, but saw Owens in pain and called for the disqualification. After the match, replays show that Owens was faking it as a way to avoid continuing the match. This is the kind of feud that would be great for the Intercontinental title, because Owens is a pure heel that is cheap when he needs to be, and Ambrose is very popular with the fans. However, if Ambrose does turn heel, then it will definitely be put on hold. The Rock announced he having a daughter with girlfriend. Dwayne The Rock Johnson officially announced on Instagram today that his girlfriend Lauren Hassan is pregnant with the couple's first child together. The Rock already had a daughter with his ex-wife, while this is the first child for Hassan. The news wasn't top secret because it did come out weeks ago, but the couple didn't say anything publicly until this post by The Rock. He noted that he's been around strong women his entire life, and they are happy to bring in a beautiful girl into the world. The Rock had been dating Hassan since 2007. He rarely talked about her in public, but did open up in an interview with Esquire recently, and I quote, "I live with my longtime girlfriend, Lauren Hassan, going on like 8-9 years now. She's a singer-songwriter. We spend a lot of time with my daughter in Florida, Simone, who's 13. We do these stories and we talk so much about the business and the success in. But when Lauren isn't mentioned and my daughter isn't mentioned, I always like making sure we find the balance in my home life is in there, and Lauren Hassan is in there, and my daughter is in there." As always, The Rock is keeping busy by working on season 2 of his HBO show, Ballers, and has several film projects lined up as well. It's great news for The Rock, who is 43 years old and likely will be having a match at WWE WrestleMania event in Dallas, Texas on April 3rd, 2016. He hasn't been featured in advertising yet likely because WWE is still finalizing plans, but it is expected that he'll be in action at the show. It's not known who his opponent will be, although the leading contender is longtime rival Triple H. And finally, Brock Lesnar being advertised for upcoming WWE event in January. The Toyota Center announced on Twitter that Brock Lesnar will be returning to Houston for the first time in over 10 years on Friday, January 8th. As now there is no word as to whether or not WWE plans to make the event a network special. Well, that is, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys on the next one. Peace.